Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be ranking all of the spells in Clash of Clans. So let's get into it. First off, the lightning spell. I'll put the lightning spell in a solid C tier. I think in the higher town halls, it has no use case. We've seen maybe in esports stars using it a bit with the giant arrow. But other than that, like the roots, the dragons, the fireballs, super yetis, all that they don't rely on the lightning spell, which is why it will be put in C tier. But for the lower town halls, definitely lightning spells is one of the strongest spells for zap witches, for dragons. So yeah, lightning spells is definitely up there in the lower town halls. But for the higher town halls, from like town hall 14, 15 and up, the lightning spell is just one of the most useless spells. Next, the heal spell. The heal spell will go in A tier. The heal spell will forever be a rounded spell. And lately, also in the esports community, they've been using a lot of heal spell with the roots, rage gem on the warden. The heal spell is good with hogs, with twin hogs. The heal spell is good with sometimes even Lalo, even if Lalo is not in the meta right now. So a heal spell will forever be a well-rounded spell. So that's how I'll give it a solid A tier. The rage spell is obviously going to go in S tier, because the rage spell just gives so much extra DPS. Like I think it's 170%. And forever the rage spell will be one of the best spells in the game. So now let's move into the jump spell. The jump spell, I think a B tier is pretty solid. You can always use a back-end jump spell, but after the Quake Boots, the jump spell has got a big nerf. Because as long as you get the king in the middle of the base and just pop a good Quake Boots, it can open up all the compartments, and you prefer to just bring another rage, heal, or even more invis spells for your army than to just bring a back-end jump. So that's what the jump spell is in a B tier. I think it's not a useless spell. I think there's still more use cases for it. I don't think it's dead, but it's definitely not as strong as it used to be, like A tier, maybe even close to the S tier, because of the E-boots, and not the E-boots, sorry, the Quake Boots, which the Quake Boots made it drop in the middle. Next up, we got the free spell. This free spell, I feel like, is probably the most trickiest one, because having a free spell in the army is pretty good. But lately, everyone has been moving to invis spells. That people prefer to have 5 invis spells than to split it to 2 frees and 3 invis. So I think the free spell has also fallen down to B tier. Probably in the lower meta and lower town halls, it's definitely strong and definitely up there. But as in like town hall 15, town hall 16, town hall 17, you prefer to have an invis spell almost any time than a free spell. So that's why I'll put the free spell in B. Clone spells. The clone spell will go in S tier. And it's higher ranked than the rage spell. The clone spell, I don't know what happens to the clone spell. Like from cloning Yetis to cloning the Yeti Mites to cloning the furnaces to I don't know, to cloning anything pretty much. The clone spells has been dominating the meta for so long now. I don't know why it's become so strong. It's like everyone finally realized how strong the clone spell can actually be, but apparently now everyone's using it. So definitely deserves the S tier. Also, like the clone archers, archer blimp, the clone blizzard, all of that, you should dominate the meta. I feel like the clone spell will always be at the peak of the meta, because you get more value, and later on when we get more and more levels for it, I feel like it'll just get stronger and stronger, because you'll get more and more troop space, and probably even bring the SA blimp back in the meta for like maybe town hall 18 or 19. Now we're moving on to the invis spell, and the invis spell will obviously go in S tier, and probably even higher than S tier, SS, God tier, I don't know, whatever you want to put it on. The invis spell is probably the strongest spell, and not maybe, it is the strongest spell in the game. It's unstoppable with the E-boots on the RC. Just you could walk a whole base and smash in like, I don't know, 2 minutes with half your army still alive. Not only for the E-boots, you could use it for Blizz, Lalo, you could use it for a super archers, you could use it for, I don't know, you want to do a bowler bomb, you want to sneaky gob the town hall, you could use an invis on them. Like the invis spell is there's so much you can do with it. There's so much variety with the invis spell, and that's what deserves the S tier. Next is the recall spell. The recall, I feel like, is probably an B plus to an A tier. I'll give it an A tier. The recall is pretty good. You could RC walk, recall her. You could giant arrow queen, recall her. You could Queen Walk, an area of a base, recall her. You can do so much with the recall. Yeah, and it deserves the A tier. Let's move on to the poison spell. The poison spell, I feel like, will always be an A tier. Yes, there's a lot of attacks right now because of the E-boots that people don't bring a poison spell, but forever be one of the best Dark Elixir spells, because just being able to kill off a CC with one spell is one of the strongest things. Like, if there's a witch CC, like, if you don't got a poison spell, you're pretty much fucked. So to have a poison spell is really helpful, especially right now that the Furnaces is one of the most trendy defensive CC troops. So having a poison spell to deal with that Furnace is really, really good, and that's why the poison spell deserves the A tier. Quake spells. The Quake spells, again, deserve the A tier. The Quake spells, because of Fireball, for RC walks, to quake an area, to take off HP from the buildings to make the RC get more value, to even Rocket Spear, to quake for a Rocket Spear so she could one tap each building, is really, really strong. So the Quake spell really deserves the A tier. And now let's go on to the next. The Haste spell will obviously go in D tier. Besides, for the lower town halls using Lalo, you almost never use the Haste spell. And especially in the higher town halls, town of 16 and 17, which no one uses Lalo because Lalo is not meta. There's no point of using even a haste spell. You could use any other spell but a haste spell. So haste spell definitely needs a buff, or not even a buff, just the meta needs to change in order to make the haste spell useful. Move on to the next spell, and that is the Skelly spell. And the Skelly spell will obviously go in S tier. The Skelly spell is probably the best dark spell. Being able to distract the point defense's giant cannon, cured double cannon, in the monolith, all those stuff, just one Skelly spell can add so much power to a kill squad, to a push, to anything. Or C walks. The Skelly spell can even trigger an Invis tower in the middle of the base with an Invis spell. So there's so much value to distract defenses, and that's why it goes in S tier. Next up is the Bat. And now the Bat spell, I will not put it in D tier, I'll put it in C tier, because of the lower town halls. The lower town halls, Bat spells absolutely dominate. Town hall 14, 13, 12, and 11, Bat spells will absolutely dog any base. 5 ICG, Witches, even Drag Bat. Like, there's so much Bat attacks that can absolutely dog a base. And that's why the Bats go in C tier. Even if they're not used at all in Town hall 15 or 16, except a bit in esports, but they're barely used. So that's where they go in C tier. The Overgrowth will be the last spell. The Overgrowth will go in, I'll give it S tier. I think it deserves the S tier. Being able to remove a portion of the base to make the funnel better, or just to take off damage from the main push, it's one of the strongest things a spell can do. Even when the Overgrowth got 2 nerfs, the range nerf and a duration nerf, it's still one of the best spells for roots, for drags, and for so much more other armies. And that's why I think it deserves the S tier. Oops, I missed a spell, the Revive spell. It's not here, but I'll just edit it into the video. The Revive spell, I think, goes in A tier. I think it's like the Recall. The Recall, you save a hero, or you could save something, while the Recall, you could bring something back to life, which I think is the same value. I think it makes sense that they're both equal in terms of power. So I just think the Revive is in a solid A tier. Not above all the other spells, but definitely in the A tier. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, like and subscribe. Till next time.